Oh boy, it's been a while. Kyonayobi, it's CCC Yobi. Today's Wednesday, August 7th, 2024 here in Pacifica, California. 12 miles south of San Francisco, MedakaMetal style. 54 to 67, that is 12 degrees Celsius to 20 degrees Celsius. High outdoors. I'm back in the garage right now. Let me just take a quick sip. Oh boy. The best beer of the day goes to Fire Harp-san. Domo arigato. And I gotta say, so today I'm just gonna talk about how some of my red cliffs and some of my what I call the metal riffs have grown here in the garage. The timeline, just because for me, I've never kept these guys in the garage, so it's good to document and all that stuff. Let me just take it real quick, but all this beer and all that stuff, man, for the Medaka heads that became Medaka heads that joined, this goes out to you. This goes out to you, Foxsake-san. Lindsay's Tank-san. Ooh. Nino Franklin-san, Medaka head. Rocky's Garage Son. Oh boy. NH Son. Let me just a real quick swirl. By the way, in here in the garage, it's a simple setup. This is a 13 liter. So 13 liter is what, about a little bit over 2 gallons of water. Indoor temperature. So I'm assuming it's probably in the high 60s. Maybe it'll hit like 70 plus. Maybe like 20 degrees Celsius during the day. Just a simple shop light over here, LED. Super cheap. Have some oxygen aerator going on. The reason why you want air in here is because you don't have these boys and girls out. It happened again. My timer. Let me see if I could turn the timer back on. I hate when this happens. Since I have all this timer jizzle jazz going on, I don't know how to do this in the dark. I may have to reboot. Let's see. Oh boy. Let me see if I could use a light from this to see what the hell I am doing here. I wish there were an overwrite kind of system where it allowed me to turn something on. Yes. All right. Domo arigato. Domo sumimasen. So I have this timer over here, and randomly I'll come here after a few brewskis, and I forget what time it is, and it's probably set to 8. It's probably 8:30 p.m. here, and that's when the timer goes off. So I forgot what I was talking about. Let me just take another real quick sip. This beer's NH-san, domo arigato. And the newest Medaka head, actually, Jan Nolta-san. This one goes out to you, domo arigato. All right. This is how unprofessional this thing is, but it's just documenting my experience. The buzzing you hear in the background is the blower, basically, the air. So I have air going on in here. In this little container, strainer per se, I just have lava rocks, and lava rocks have a lot of pores, and it allows the beneficial bacteria to grow. Basically, a lot of surface area. More surface area you have, the more beneficial bacteria has the area to proliferate. All right, so what did I want to talk about today? So basically, these eggs were, let me see, from June 17th. So when I put a date over here, June 17th is when I collected the first eggs. So for about 7 days straight, I will continue to collect eggs, and I'll put it in a container with methylene blue. And after when I see the first one hatch in about 10 days indoors, I will introduce them into a container like this. And this is what this experiment is for me. I've never done it in the garage. In a container, just dump everything in. And I did, and I have been documenting this. It's just a quick like rundown of. It's kind of like a rig rundown, like if you're into guitars or whatever. And today is what? It's August, right? So it is August 7th. So assuming the earliest babies were born around the end of June, we're looking at, so we have July, that's 4 weeks, and now a week of August. So the oldest ones you see over here, they are, let me see, so end of June, so July, so 5 weeks old, and then the youngest one, probably 4 weeks old. And then, as you could see, you could already see like smaller ones and larger ones. And it could be that, the 1 week gap, but some do grow more than others. What does that mean? And what does that tell you? It just tells you that, hey man, the ambitious, like really healthy ones are outgrowing the rest because they're constantly searching for food. They're the ones to grab the food before any of the weaker ones. There could be a lot of reasons why certain ones will not grow. Like I see a tiny one over there, and that one is never going to grow to its potential. I could tell. It just means that it has, maybe it's deformed a little bit, where it is prohibiting that little sucker over here. Look at the difference in size. From swimming aggressively towards the food. If you have deformed fins, you're not going. If you have bent backs, if you have any issues, you are not going to swim like an Olympic swimmer in France right now, right? You're just not going to make it. So therefore, you're not going to get to the food, and you are kind of left with whatever's left over. So there's a lot you could tell from size. When it comes to viability, size is everything. It allows you to kind of, like, it tells you like which ones are going to be the strongest males and females. And we're not even down to, I'm not even talking about, I am not talking about like how they're going to look. I'm just talking about how their DNA is structured. They're like the survivors, man. They are the tough ones. And at the end of the day, regardless of what people say, like, they can look beautiful, but if they're weak, they're not going to really survive or have a long life or pass on the genes where they could transcend the strength, right? So what I'm going to do at this stage is most of them are at the 1 month stage. What I've done over here, I know, man, it's getting freaking long, but I end up let me just take a real quick sip. Don't worry, got the fire. Before I forget, I brought this. I was going to talk about this a while ago. It looks like a. It's basically like, I know a lot of people use turkey basters and all that stuff, and it comes in handy when when I'm dropping everything. When you have these small containers, and when you just want to gently suck up the poop and all that stuff. This you could find on Amazon. It was super cheap. I think I got it. It was like under $10 for sure. But you get two of these things, and this thing I have on the bottom is like an extender, so you could connect it to the tip if you have a deeper. I never use it, but it comes with it, and it's not as big as a turkey baster, but it's the perfect size to just suck up eggs if you want to, a little fry, or debris that you want to, all the crap and all that stuff. But it's a perfect size, and this pops off. You could easily clean the silicone. Man, this thing is one of the best things that I have found. It's been around, but it's something that I've never purchased and used until like 2 months ago. But get this, it's great, and I'll explain why I love using it. So the first month, for sure, I don't change the water because I've killed so many fry by trying to keep the water clean and changing water. They are really sensitive to water fluctuation, like water parameter fluctuation, and obviously temps, right? And so this is the original water. It's been like 6 weeks, right? All I've been doing is adding water gently. So whatever evaporates, I would add water. And if I have, or I've never done it in this, but if you want to keep everything super clean, you could use something like this, and you basically, siphon out the poop and all that stuff. But again, this is a great size. It's awesome. And when it comes to this size and age, it hit the 1 month mark, right? I think at this point, to me, it's like I feel comfortable doing a water change. What the water change is going to do is it will stimulate growth. Just because water change, there's two things that it does. Changing the water basically gives them, new natural minerals and all that stuff. Parameter wise, yeah, it's a lot more ideal than, I'm sure there's ammonia in here. It's just dead water in a way. There's no minerals, and it will stimulate them to grow. It's almost as if you're free willy, right, into a large ocean where there's a lot of freedom. So by introducing water, like if you do water changes every day, it's almost like swimming in the ocean, endless water. Same type of concept, or that's how I look at it, instead of leaving them in a small pool where you have stagnant water. There's no stimulation. At this age, I think, or they should be able to tolerate the water parameter changes. Maybe the small ones may not make it, but hey, like I said, you want to keep these strong ones. Regardless of the looks, at this point, you can't really look and predict which ones are going to turn out well, except for looking at the swim pattern. Certain swim patterns, man, you know that you're never going to use those as, oh, look at that one over here. There's a Taigaiko coming, stretching from Taigaikos like this, they start stretching from the tail end, and then it'll grow to the head. And this is actually a cross. I don't know what that beetle is, but a cross between a red cliff and the midnight frill taigaiko. So this one just caught my eye, but this one is going to be one that I'm going to be really like checking out as it grows. Randomly, when you're observing, you'll see one that'll catch your eye per se, and that's the beauty of like keeping medakas. Actually, it's like, oh, look at this one. And again, you got to scoop them up and look at them from the side view to make sure there are no deformities and their fins and everything's okay. But like this one right here is an example. Like, it's swimming fantastic. Like, this one's super healthy, right? Size, yeah. It's not the biggest, but it's not the smallest. This may have good potential, as an example. So, at this size, I feel pretty comfortable. I'm going to probably change out like 10% of the water this weekend. That'll allow them to grow a little bit more. At the same time, because they are growing, this container is getting too small. So what I am going to do is start separating the larger ones and the smaller ones, right? And letting the larger ones have more space and letting them do what they need to do. And hopefully we'll see some like nice ones from here in the garage. Smaller ones, they'll be separated, but I don't know what kind of potential they'll have. Again, there's a reason why they're small. They couldn't get to the food. They couldn't swim fast enough, quick enough. For what reason? Deformities, shorter fins. One, the right fin is shorter than the other. The left, bent backs and whatnot and all that stuff. So that's the way. That's another way to call, right? You want to grab all the ones that are going to be prolific. I never use that term. That's why, like, I am unable to pronounce it properly, but you want the strong ones that can grow. Smaller ones, they're going to be the babies that you're going to keep forever because they're never going to make it to become parents, maybe. But hey, man, what are you going to do? You can't pass them on to somebody else because you only want to pass the ones that are at the top basically. They're strong, they're able to reproduce, right? So you end up keeping all the tiny ones, and they'll turn out to be your best friends and jewels and your babies and all that stuff. And that's the beauty of doing all this stuff. Doing all this stuff meaning, like, taking care of these babies. So let me just take a real quick sip. All right, so enough of me. I think I rambled enough, but these are the things that I think about when I stare at my little juveniles that are about like 4 to 5 weeks old, and they look like they're doing well in the garage. But it's time for them. After this, I'll separate them, and eventually they'll go outdoors, outside. It's a little warmer. It's before the winter. I definitely want to get them up to 2/3 of an inch before winter hits. Once they hit that size, they should survive during the winter seasons. But I will just have to see, because it's my first time with these lineages outdoors. These are the F2s and the R2s that I imported from Japan. So, but that one over there, man, the body may turn all black, which I'm hoping, and then you'll see a lot of this emerald green-ish with the wide fin look. Metal riff, man. So I'm super excited to see how that baby turns out. And They're very small, but I mean, I find a lot of joy and I'm thinking, assuming that a lot of you Medaka heads out there, I mean, you are like, you know, able to experience this little thing that tingles your after long days of work, man. You come home and you just spend time with them. That's the most important thing. It's not just about collecting eggs and getting all the fries, but it's about spending the time watching them develop over time, kind of documenting things and just learning about them in your, regardless of how you keep them. There's no one way. There's hundreds of ways. It's just finding the way you want to keep them healthy, and at the same time making sure that you're able to enjoy them. That fit. Let me rephrase this. Let me just take another real quick sip. Domo arigato, Fire Harp-san. Trying to enjoy this experience that becomes like a peaceful place in your life. You don't want to stress about them, right? Stress thinking about them. The purpose of enjoying medakas, or life in general, is you're learning something every day, something new every day. They will teach you more than what you can teach them. But at the same time, you're able to learn how to keep them happy. And I don't know. I think it just teaches me a lot about not just life, but just puts a smile on my face. Makes me happy. And I love medakas for that reason. They make me happy. They put a smile on my face. And man, the best beer of the day is actually, yes, thank you, Fire Harp-san, but the best beer of the day is when I could stand in front of these babies with this freaking iPhone in front of my face. Being able to share this moment, per se. So, domo arigato. I know I rambled on too much, but this is how the MedakaMetal style is. Hopefully some of the people or some of you Medaka heads out there are learning something. And I know I ramble a lot, but it's the Medaka head style. So Pacifica, California, 12 miles south of San Francisco is where I live. Right now I'm in the garage. I'll try to do some outdoor stuff coming up. There's some construction going on which prohibits me from doing it, but I will try to update all you Medaka heads on what I have going outdoors. And yeah, domo arigato. And for all you joined to become a Medaka head, domo arigato. Really, domo arigatou gozaimasu. And then for all you Medaka heads that took advantage of the Gex Day sale during the Prime and all that stuff, man. You guys are crazy. You guys are like bundle deals, this and this and that, and hopefully everybody was able to get everything that they wanted food-wise. And I only have little tiny left for the season, but hopefully all you boys and girls, Medaka heads out there, were happy with the food. I love it. I use it, and I just dropped it, but I basically put it comes in 100 grams. It's a lot, so I put them in small pouches like this. I crumble them up, and actually I even use a grow one for the fries and all that, and they're growing and they love it, and I gotta throw this away. I just got it wet, but shit happens, right? So when you're having fun, hey, you're playing with water. So we'll do it again next time. Domo arigato. If you have questions or if you want to contact me, hit me up on Instagram is where I live. Instagram at MedakaMetal is where I can be found. if you are interested in any Gex food and all that, I still have a few combos left, so hit me up and I'll give you all the details and all that stuff. And then if you missed the Gex sale, just tell me, hey, I missed it, Gex Day sale, and the price will be the same. So I think I posted it on Instagram. It was $38 shipped. That's including shipping and all that for 100 grams of the grow, 100 grams of the breed. I'll keep some for myself because I need it as well. I did have a question saying, so what is good about them? I don't know. I've used a lot, like over the past like 8 years. I've pretty much purchased everything that was available in Japan and used it. And this is the easiest one. All the formulas are good. If it's coming from a larger company, they have enough R&D to do all the research and all that stuff, right? So smaller companies, I don't know, but the larger companies, they've done enough R&D, so they know what the hell they're doing. So from there, it's like, how do you use this? Can I use it for different sized medakas? Is it easy to crush into smaller pieces or make them in a powder? And I gotta say, all the food that's out there in Japan, they're good, but this one is so easy to use. For me personally, I could crumble it up based on the size of the medaka, so that it'll fit in their mouth, right? I could make it into easily make it into powder form to use for fry. So in the past, I had to purchase various sizes, same brand, same formula, but various sizes to that'll fit in the mouth of what I was trying to feed at different stages. I don't have to do that with the Gex food, and it's just simple. I just buy one or two, and I just size it up. I just crumble it up. And then for the crumbled ones, I just use this, man. I just tap it, and then I just tap it in like that. It's like powder. I know there's nothing in there right now, but that's what this thing comes in handy. This thing right here, a paintbrush, a must-have. So, all right, MedakaMetal, Instagram. Domo arigato. We'll do it next time. Outs.